how long have you been in the business then, Alan?
Since 1956.
And you must have seen a lot of changes in that time.
Oh, the amount of changes in the time has been unbelievable. From when I first come into the trade, the cars were so primitive, for want of a better word, to what you're getting today. You get so much more for your money today, much better value for your money. Cars, when you relate what people earn in the days when I first come here and what it costs for a new car, what people earn today, what it costs for a new car, you get much better value for money. Cars are definitely more reliable.
And the skill set that you have to offer people must have changed rapidly as well.
Well, the skills in being a motor mechanic today to what it was in the days when I come into trade. When I come into the trade, you had to be a general mechanic, engineer, carpenter, panel beater, electrician, because you did it all. Today, you're mostly an electrician working a computer. The average mechanic today is usually a fitter mainly in the whole.
So you mentioned, of course, that the skills have changed to this day, but I see that you work on a lot of classic cars here at Castle Hill Garage.
Oh yes, working on the older cars from the older days has continued on. Because the skills have been that we can continue to do this work in the way we do, instead of having to shop it all out to do the people for the specialities. We continue to do a lot of classic cars. Not full restorations anymore, we do mainly repairs and keep them on the road. We also do the modern cars, of course, but the classic cars seem to keep on coming and keeping our hands in with the old trade.
So, I suppose many of the skills you've got now, again, your father might not have had when he started up the business, but there must have been many other changes you've seen in the area in that time.
In this area?
In this part of Bedford.
And this part of Bedford is a totally different part of Bedford to what it was when I first come here in the 50s and 60s. There used to be a hive of industry in this little corner of town. Lots of manufacturing and hotels and various other firms that have literally forgotten now. And the shame of it is nothing's replaced them. All empty buildings or car parks have replaced them. The shame of it is the town has literally died in this corner. I mean, obviously they're building over there now some flats to replace all those over there, but industry was massive in those days.
We're not just talking about Bedford High Street itself, of course. We're talking about this whole area, the castle area of Bedford, that's changed then.
Oh, completely. This entire area is totally different to what it was in the days when I first came in. And obviously throughout the years the rest of the towns followed suit. It's changed massively.
Were there any particular firms which were regular customers of yours which have disappeared over the decades then?
Yes, all the local businesses were regular customers. There was a mineral water factory just down the road. There was a hotel which is now the Little Tree. There used to be a big factory, Castle Works. There was probably 500 people working in there in the 50s and 60s. So we used to get a lot of work from there. You can imagine now it's all gone, totally gone. You know.
So how did the Philby family first come to open the garage here?
Well, my father started about 1928 in the back of the Rose pub. The stables at the back of the Rose pub. He started repairing bicycles and cars and magnetos. When the premises got too small, he moved across to here again, old stables, and started into mostly repairing motor cars and lorries, and continued from there.
So you mentioned an old stables. Was it a stables until he moved in then?
Yes, it was a coal yard. And the offices are above us here, and the stables, the horses were all stabled below here, obviously before my time, and the coal carts were kept in the yard, which now is our workshop.
And did he converse it himself?
Yes, this was an open yard when he come here, and as he had to do the building without touching the surrounding walls, he made a suspended roof and put it up, and it's still up to this day, over the walls, which now have been purchased and part of the business, so that it could be an enclosed area. This town still burning down, dead flowers and the night bus. This town and because my dad used to do the work on the market vehicles, to the market traders' vehicles, and repair the market stalls, and so he got to know my father like that, and then from then on he come to us to have his repairs.
And from what year was this?
From 1928 until I think he died in about 1995. This was the 2 lorry tyres and some tubes, £1.11 and sixpence.
So has the number of staff you've had changed much over the years, or has it remained quite a steady business?
Stayed quite steady. The staff mainly, I mean, basically staff have stayed with a long time and for various reasons left for moving out of town and things like that. But I suppose the average staff, our turnover of staff has been very small, really.
And do you put that down to it being a family business?
I think so, yes. You make it a family when you employ staff. You make them part of the family, you know, and I think they appreciate it from that respect, you know.
So, what did you find most satisfying about this job?
What I find most satisfying is getting my hands dirty and repairing something that's broken and seeing it drive back up the road, especially when you get something like this. It's most satisfying to see that drive up the road when it's been repaired. You know, the thrill is there, and it's been there since I was a boy, and it's still there now. This sounds so